How did your season go last year at FAMU?
Last year I feel like we had a pretty productive individual. I think I grew as a player. Um, Last year is kind of when I really established myself as like one of the leaders on our team. I was I played a very big part in our offense and our defensive scheme. Whenever it was crunch time, I was always on the court. So I feel like I grew in that aspect because a year or two from now, I probably wouldn't have been in the game a couple of games when it was close game, overtime game. So I won my coach's trust basically. As a team, we definitely improved. I think we finished third in our conference out of 12 teams, third or fourth in our conference out of 12 teams. We got to the end and we had a chance to finish first, but the last two games that we really needed to win, we ended up losing those. But I'm more so excited for this year. Like we got a lot. We returned five guys, five of our starters actually. So um, this is actually going to be a pretty interesting year. So I'm really excited to see how this year plans out.
As a senior, how have you developed into a leader, like you said, and what does it take to be a good leader? Like, what do you think makes somebody a good leader?
Um, well, for me personally, I kind of wanted to be a leader as soon as I got here, but I knew I couldn't only because like my game, you kind of got to earn in order to be a leader. Your teammates got to be able to trust you. You got to earn the respect of your teammates. That's one thing my coach always preached. Like, if your teammates don't respect you, it's gonna be hard for them to trust you, and it's gonna be hard for you to lead. So that was one thing that I made sure I did. I made sure that my teammates respected me first. They could trust me on the court. They could respect my game, and then that's what enabled me to be able to lead. You got to know the game. You got to know what you're talking about. You can't lead and then like not know what you're talking about. So that's definitely big. You got to know what you're talking about, um, and you just can't be afraid to voice your opinion. Like a lot of people want to be leaders, but they always bite their tongue when it comes to certain situations. But being a leader, you got to be able to talk whether the situation is like if you really don't even know a lot about the situation, you still got to be able to talk about the situation. So definitely being able to be vocal on and off the court, I think that's what makes a person a good leader.
Leading definitely is an uncomfortable job. Like if you're not comfortable with being uncomfortable, then you probably won't make a good leader because it is times where sometimes you got to talk to your teammate or you got to tell them something that they don't want to hear or correct them or whatever the case. But as long as they know that it's coming from a good place, and like you said, if they could trust you, if you're telling them something that they've seen you do before or they see you do, then most of the time people won't have no issues falling in line. What are some of your goals heading into this season? What are your main goals for your senior year?
Um, my first main goal, I'm trying to win the MEAC championship, trying to make it to the NCAA tournament. Those are my first two main goals. Um, I'm basically just trying to leave a legacy like I did at Hillsborough, trying to do the same thing at FAM, just leave a winning legacy at the school. Um, then come like the small accolades. Like I want to win Defensive Player of the Year in my conference. That's one of the goals I have. I want to be listed as a all conference player. Um, Scoring wise, like averages, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm doing what an all conference guy should be doing and defending how I should be defending and doing the things that's gonna help enable my team to win. I'm cool with that. So, but those are my main things, my biggest thing. I'm trying to win, man. Trying to get me a ring before I leave. That's the goal.
What's your why? Like what motivates you to just keep going, to keep going hard, to keep pushing, even when you don't want
Ooh,
to sometimes?
I mean, I could say my family, but I feel like that's a basic generic answer. Um, Honestly, I would say like not a lot of people have the opportunity that I have. So I feel like having this opportunity, I'm blessed to have this opportunity. So I want to make the most of it. So I feel like that's what keeps me pushing. Like I could be like God could have not allowed me to be here, but since I'm here, I'm just gonna make the best of my opportunities. So that's why I go as hard as I can every day. Like being able to wake up and put shoes on and play the game I love. Like that's just what really made me go. So, and then also, like I said, family. Like my granddad, he kind of instilled the game in me. So he called me pretty much every day, like ask about the game. So I know that make him happy. He like see me watch. He like watch me play on TV. So that's kind of my why too.